Welcome to another episode, everyone. And this is the scariest blood of all time. The name? Evil Owl Dog. The game? Denver Lane Bloods. He's a well-known individual in the Los Angeles district who got into a lot of mayhem.
Welcome to Hood War Stories. In this episode, I'll be discussing the life of Evil Owl Dog. Albert Martin Jr. was born on December 15th, 1963. He came from a good family structure. His father owned the auto shop on 107th as well as real estate out east. He was a businessman and tried to lead his family by example. They lived in a humble home on 106th Street. He had a wholesome childhood by most accounts, consisting of good teachings and family values. He started as a good kid, but over time things took a turn for the worse. The first incident that sent him down a bad trajectory was when his sister Cherry was murdered. His sister Cherry worked the blade of Figueroa by night, maximizing the infamous tract that was near their home as she was in need of extra cash. During a transaction, she would be murdered by a trick, who allegedly chopped her head off. It's said her killer was similar to the Grim Sleeper, as he chose victims.
And yes, Figueroa, is right there near the Denver Lane Bloods. And so it's not surprising that someone from that area would be out there working on what they call the blade on Figueroa Street, where these women go out there and sell themselves. And it is very cutthroat out there and very dangerous, as we just heard. His sister was deleted and then had her head off.
Victims the authorities wouldn't care about. His victims strayed away from the standard profile too. While serial killers most commonly target white women, like the Grim Sleeper, his victims were allegedly all black. During the 1970s and 80s, several other killers were known to comb the area as well, looking for street workers and drug addicts who were later found murdered in alleys, parks, and dumpsters. His sister's murder sent him through a roller coaster of emotions. His innocence was stripped as he became exposed to how cold and evil the world was. What was considered the nail in the coffin, and what sent Albert to the dark side, was when his younger cousin Kevin was murdered. Kevin used to stay on 106th in Denver near Albert, but later moved to the east side. He became a high roller from the Main Street Crips. At just a teenager, he was grossing well over 6 figures a month. He had birds for days and was balling out of his league. They say he was allegedly hooked up with the Colombians, but on one fateful day, he was shot dead in a drug deal gone wrong. After his cousin's murder, Albert began to spiral. Beginning at age 13, he would belong to the Denver Lane Bloods gang. The Denver Lane Bloods are a Black American gang located on the west side of South Central. Their main clique is 109th, though they have many other cliques stretching from 105th down to 120th. From the day he started, Albert made a big impact. At 13, he shook the block by beating up men twice his age. With Albert living on 106th, bordering the Salos, he had to push a hard line and inflict his will to assure his neighborhood was sewed up. Any let-up would have made a way for the Salos to encroach on their territory. His routine would consist of smoking weed with his two homies on Fig, then taking a stroll down through the Hoover's Broadway and Raymond's Hood, beating up, robbing, and terrorizing people. All throughout his teenage years, he would constantly be in and out of the juvenile halls, where he squabbled any and everybody down. By the time he was out of there, everybody knew his name. Back in his hood, Albert continued to assert full-force dominance. He was the primary reason for the Lanes gaining their vicious reputation. Many of his homies considered him the Debo of the neighborhood. As they saw him coming from afar, everyone would clear out by the time he got there. He'd walk up and down Figueroa Street in all red.
And that's really how it goes. Once you cultivate such a reputation where everyone is in fear of you, your days are numbered in these sort of neighborhoods, because there are a lot of individuals there who have weapons, who have heart, who are a part of the culture, who are also gang members. And though they may be nervous or scared at first, to defend themselves eventually, if they feel like they are in danger or their life is in danger or their possessions are in danger, eventually one of them will catch you slipping and then do away with you. I don't know what happened in this situation, but I'm just saying, when you have a reputation for violence and bullying people and scaring individuals, then yes, it's only a matter of time before someone garners the heart to approach you and try to do something about it.
and a hockey mask, daring the opposition to try something. He had them all shook. Albert stayed with an itchy trigger finger, unless he was ready to chip something. It was best you not get in the car with him. Albert broke a few of his homies' jaws for not putting in work. The violence he inflicted in the streets would lead him to numerous prison stints. At Wholesome, Albert was programming heavy. He took pride in being in shape. His cardio game was robotic. At 6'3", all muscle, Albert was built like a machine. He was slapping dudes up and down at Wholesome too. Albert was a bit misunderstood. He wasn't exactly a bully, he just hated busters and could smell blood like a shark in the water. But if you were solid, he gave you your props. In prison, he was deemed a member of the UBN gang that was started by fellow Denver Lane member Peabody in the 1980s. When Albert got out of prison and hit the block, he saw the hood was in need of some straightening. He heard a fellow Denver Lane member was running from some Crips. So Albert broke his jaw, stole his car, and made an example out of him. Albert didn't like or tolerate weakness and would terrorize anyone who wasn't a line pusher from his hood. Aside from being the hardest blood to ever walk Fig, Albert had talent on the mic and could flow on the track. At one point, Suge was about to give him a record deal after hearing him rap. During his last years, Albert struggled with a drug addiction, and his own homies would use that to manipulate him. In reality, they were all scared of him, and that was the only way they could get him to do what they wanted. During this time, Albert grew paranoid. He expressed to his day one that he felt that his own homies were trying to kill him. He talked about the black book one of them had that featured expiration dates on certain individuals within the gang. It's also to be noted a few members of the Denver Lanes were practicing satanic worship. Albert's suspicions of his homies proved to be correct. On March 14th, 2003, Albert was exiting a market on 104th and Fig. He was about to head home when a few members from his hood allegedly ambushed him and opened fire. In a bizarre reaction, as Albert was getting shot up, he stood back up and was still trying to fight. He would end up succumbing to his injuries. He was 37 years old. Those that were close to Albert described him as a good guy, somebody that would fight for you and put his heart in it. He is survived by his offspring, which includes Hoover rapper Alshon Martin. Albert would go down as one of the hardest bloods of all time.
Wow. Yeah, I do know of that individual, Big Evil Owl Dog. And he was something to be reckoned with. But again, all of these stories have the same dreadful ending. Either you're in the cemetery or you're doing life in prison. None of these individuals ride off into the sunset with millions of dollars from all their blood, sweat, and tears in this culture. It ends one of two ways. Here we have a situation where apparently, according to the narrator anyway, these individuals were so in fear of this individual. And then if he started using drugs, this causes the respect for you in your own neighborhood to dissipate. And, that veneer sort of dissolves where people are in fear of you and now they see you as just one of them or lesser than them because you're a dope fiend. And now they feel like they can get their retribution. When you were drug-free and strong and committed, it was a different story. But the moment that you succumb to this vice, to this weakness, the respect that you once have dissolves, and people now feel like they have a shot at you. They can, it's 50-50 at worst. This is perhaps why after him being on this stuff for however long, they ended up then approaching him, following him, and deleting him. Allegedly, his own crew, his own homies. But this is how the game goes. That's why you don't want to be a part of this culture. If you're not already a part of it, good for you, and do not become a part of it. Rest in peace to Evil Owl Dog. Let me know what you think in the comments. You have to be careful, but look how it goes. His sister on Fig loses her life, gets her head off. He's on Fig, loses his life, allegedly, supposedly at the hands of his own crew. The ones who are charged with protecting you and protecting your life are now charged with taking your life. This is how this sickening game goes. No one wins. No one, ever. Any win is a slight one and a temporary one. The damage, nevertheless, is often permanent. So it's not worth it. Stay safe and stay free, people.